Ben, one of the things I like about the RSA conference, or maybe I fear the RSA conference, is I used to call it the Scare the Crap Out of Me Festival. Where are we with the new state of ransomware?
It's as bad as it's ever been. I think it's actually getting a little bit worse. Ransomware is really a business, right? Where we've seen malicious attacks in the past, it hasn't been focused on necessarily a monetary gain. And I think that's the big change that we're seeing in the industry, we've seen over the last several years, is the pivot towards a monetary motivator.
I attribute it to low risk, high reward. Classic thing a criminal likes.
Yeah, there's very little risk to the individuals that are running this, right? Typically, they're operating from jurisdictions where the U.S. doesn't have authority. And from the reward perspective, I mean, when you can get paid out millions of dollars for very little effort.
You don't need to have technical capabilities to be able to pull it off. You just pay for a service.
It's really easy to exploit. It's easy to take advantage of. And again, they're getting a high monetary reward as a result of it with very little retribution.
Where can we win against ransomware?
Well, fundamentally, I think what the industry needs to do is figure out like how to actually attack the problem. And that's where, I think Halcyon is actually has developed a solution that actually fundamentally just attacks that specific, very targeted ransomware domain, right? So prevention on the first side, trying to prevent that ransomware from actually encrypting and exploiting that system. And then, in the unlikely chance that we can't, being able to capture the keys to do automatic decryption on those events. And then we've even had success where we've worked with the FBI. We've been able to step in and essentially reverse engineer that crypto and still do the decryption on it.
What's the best way for a potential customer to engage with you?
Go to halcyon.ai, right? Reach out, certainly contact us and we can help. I think, for those people that either want to be customers, that's the first step. But also, again, I think it's important to keep in mind that if you've been compromised, if you've had an issue and you're trying to figure out how do you get that data back, still reach out to us. We've been able to do, again, this decryption and reverse engineer the keys. We have a service that we actually provide. We'll provide kind of a proof of life, right? To make sure that we can actually show you that we can actually decrypt the data before we ever charge you for anything. Because we're really trying to pivot and change the way the industry responds to this solution. We're big believers in making an effective change in this.
As Ben just said, you can just go to halcyon.ai for help with your pre-ransomware needs or sadly post-ransomware needs. Go check it out.